Your car doesn't wake up one morning and decide to have a dead battery. It's not age. It's not bad luck. And most of the time, it's not even winter. What actually kills car batteries is far quieter and far more uncomfortable to admit, because it's something drivers do to their own cars every single day without realizing it. Here's a fact that stopped me cold the first time I saw it in service data. In Japan, factory-installed car batteries regularly last 8, 10, sometimes even 12 years. Same chemistry, same lead-acid design, same modern vehicles packed with electronics. Meanwhile, in North America and much of the world, drivers feel lucky if a battery survives 3 to 5 years. Sometimes less. That gap isn't technology. It's behavior. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why modern batteries die early, what's silently draining yours right now even when the car is off, and the simple habit Japanese drivers follow that quietly doubles, or even triples, battery life. Once you hear this, you'll never look at just driving your car the same way again. Let's start by breaking the biggest lie we've all been told. People love to say, batteries just aren't made like they used to be. It sounds reasonable. Cars now have touchscreens, sensors, cameras, keyless entry, computers everywhere. Of course batteries wear out faster, right? Here's the problem with that explanation. Modern batteries are actually better than ever. The plates are more precise. The chemistry is more consistent. Manufacturing quality is higher. If you put today's battery into a car from the 1990s and drove it the same way people drove back then, it would likely last longer, not shorter. So why are batteries failing earlier? Because modern driving habits quietly poison them. And nowhere is that more obvious than when you compare how cars are used in Japan versus how they're used almost everywhere else. Japanese automotive service records tell a story that feels unbelievable until you see it repeated again and again. Taxi fleets in Tokyo running hundreds of thousands of miles on original batteries. Private vehicles going nearly a decade without a jump start. No roadside failures. No sudden winter deaths. Meanwhile, elsewhere, batteries die suddenly. Cold mornings expose weakness. Jump starts are routine. Replacements are treated as normal wear items. The difference is mindset. Japanese drivers don't treat batteries as disposable boxes that magically recharge themselves. They treat them as chemical systems that must be managed. And to understand why that matters, you have to understand what actually kills a battery. Most people blame cold weather, or age, or a bad battery. But the real killer is sulfation. Every time you start your car, the battery discharges. Lead sulfate forms on the plates. That's normal. The alternator then recharges the battery and dissolves that sulfate back into the electrolyte. That cycle, discharge, recharge, is how the battery stays alive. The problem starts when the recharge never fully happens. When a battery sits at partial charge day after day, that soft sulfate hardens. Once it hardens, it doesn't dissolve anymore. Capacity shrinks. Internal resistance rises. Cranking power fades. And no amount of wishful thinking brings it back. Here's the brutal truth. Most modern cars never fully recharge their batteries. And the biggest reason is something almost everyone does. Short trips. A cold start is one of the most demanding things your battery ever does. Huge current dump. Massive energy loss. But if the drive that follows is 10 minutes of stop-and-go traffic, lights, air conditioning, phone charging, heated seats, the alternator never catches up. Do that every day, and the battery lives its entire life in a partially charged state. Not worn, not old, just slowly suffocating. This is where Japanese driving culture quietly changes everything. In Japan, cars are treated like precision machines. Drivers minimize unnecessary cold starts. Errands are combined. Engines are allowed to run long enough to stabilize systems. Idling is avoided. Accessory use while parked is minimal. But the biggest difference isn't conscious, it's habitual. Japanese drivers regularly give their batteries what they need most, a full recharge cycle. Not accidentally. Not occasionally. Intentionally. Once every 1 to 2 weeks, the battery is brought close to full charge under steady alternator output, without interruption. That single habit prevents sulfation from becoming permanent. And here's the part that surprises most people. You don't need special tools. You don't need a charger. You don't even need to open the hood. Most drivers simply never do this. Many people believe the alternator handles everything automatically. I drive my car. The alternator charges the battery. That's only half true. Alternators are designed to maintain charge, not rescue batteries from chronic depletion. Modern alternators are computer-controlled. Output is reduced to save fuel. Charging is limited if the system decides the battery is good enough. Good enough doesn't mean healthy. It means sulfation continues quietly while capacity slips away. And modern features make this worse. If your car has auto start-stop, the battery is under constant assault. Repeated discharges. Rapid recovery demands. High charge expectations. Without regular full recharge cycles, even premium AGM batteries degrade shockingly fast. That's why many start-stop vehicles eat batteries every 2 to 3 years. Japanese drivers compensate for this without even calling it maintenance. They take longer, uninterrupted drives weekly. They avoid unnecessary restarts. They let the engine run long enough to restore the system fully. They don't say, "I'm charging my battery." They just drive differently. What happens when you don't? When batteries live at 70 to 80% charge for months, sulfate crystals harden. Internal resistance climbs. Voltage drops under load. Then one cold morning, the car clicks. You're stranded. It feels sudden, but the battery died slowly. Another trap almost no one talks about is battery testing. Many battery tests only measure surface voltage or short burst response. A sulfated battery can still show 12.6 volts and pass a basic test, then collapse under real demand. Japanese service centers focus on state of charge and recovery behavior, not just voltage. That mindset alone changes outcomes. So what does the correct recharge actually look like? First, forget idling. Letting your car idle for 10 or 15 minutes does almost nothing. At idle, alternator output is minimal. In many vehicles, it's intentionally limited. Real-world testing shows that 20 minutes of idling may restore less than 10% of what a cold start consumed. Turn on the AC or headlights, and you may lose more than you gain. Idling feels helpful. It's not. The effective method is boring, and that's why it works. Drive continuously for 30 to 45 minutes. Highway speeds or steady roads are ideal. Minimal stops. Stable RPM. This is where alternators operate efficiently and batteries actually recover. During that drive, avoid heavy electrical loads. No seat heaters. Don't blast defrost. Minimize accessory charging. The goal is to send energy into the battery, not bleed it into convenience. After the drive, shut the engine off and let it rest. Don't restart for short errands. That allows the charge to stabilize internally. How often does this matter? If you drive short trips daily, once per week. If the car sits often, every 5 to 7 days. Miss that window repeatedly, and sulfation becomes permanent. There's another silent killer lurking even when your car is parked. Accessory drain. Modern cars draw power constantly. Keyless entry systems. Security modules. Infotainment memory. Cellular connections. Dash cams. Aftermarket alarms. In Japan, accessory installations are conservative. Dash cams sleep properly. Draw limits are strict. In many other markets, cars lose 1 to 3% of battery charge per day just sitting. 10 days parked can mean a 30% loss. One short drive won't fix that. This leads to the most destructive mistake drivers make, assuming yesterday's drive counted. 8 minutes of stop-and-go traffic with AC blasting didn't charge the battery. It drained it. Japanese technicians don't count miles driven. They count charge cycles completed. Jump starting makes things worse. A jump start sends chaotic current through a battery. Plates heat unevenly. Sulfation accelerates. One jump can shorten battery life by months. That's why Japanese drivers avoid jump starts by replacing batteries early or restoring charge proactively. Many even take intentional maintenance drives if the car hasn't been used properly that week. A nighttime loop. Combined errands. 40 quiet minutes on the road. It's boring. It works. Battery age matters far less than charge history. A 7-year-old battery treated properly can outperform a 2-year-old battery abused by short trips. If you want a long-life battery, never sit with accessories on and the engine off. Never rely on idling to recharge. Never assume the alternator is handling everything. Never ignore slow cranking sounds. Chargers have their place, but Japanese mechanics see them as backup, not a replacement for good habits. The uncomfortable truth is this: if batteries lasted 10 years everywhere, replacement sales would collapse. Roadside calls would drop. Easy revenue would disappear. No one lies to you directly, they just don't emphasize prevention. Japanese service culture does. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: using a battery drains it. Fully recharging it preserves it. Most drivers accept battery failure as inevitable. Japanese drivers don't. They treat batteries like sensitive chemical systems worth protecting, and that mindset alone adds years of life. Now tell me this: have you actually recharged your battery this week, or did you just drive? Drop a comment with your car's age, your battery's age, and what country you're watching from. If this helped you see your car differently, hit like, share it with someone who's tired of dead batteries, and subscribe for more real, practical car care you won't hear at the dealership.